Hello everyone, it's Jared again, back with another video. So recently, the New Culture Forum, it's a prominent YouTube channel, they posted up a video a few days ago um, with the message of supporting your local church, and it was delivered by the director of the NCF, Whittle himself. And I think this was a brilliant video. You know, he was just basically encouraging people in the UK to start attending Christian churches. And you know what better time to do it than towards Christmas? Because believe it or not, most people, British people, are cultural, what we call cultural Christians. You know, you may not necessarily be aligned to the Christian faith. You may not necessarily be religious, but all of the values and moral your whole moral ethical code has been passed on to you through generations, and they have been based on the Christian faith. They have their foundation in Christian theology, and so that's kind of the message that I want to push as well. you know what is Christmas really? I mean, it is the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And so, if not for Christianity, then Christmas wouldn't exist. So, in light of everything that's happening in the UK at the moment, the way our demographics have been changing, our cultural heritage is eroding, infrastructure is crumbling. A lot of Christian churches in the UK are being replaced by more and more mosques, Islamic mosques. This shouldn't just concern Christians, but just everyday folks, everyday people. And also, one other thing is that the UK has become a much more secular, more atheist and nihilistic society. A lot of people are no longer pursuing their goals, or they're losing faith. They're kind of losing their meaning in life. And in replacement of our deep Christianity, deep Christian faith and our values, a lot of the values that come from Islam are being spread around the country. And if you take a look at the birth rates of some of the Arabic communities or Islamic communities, we are being replaced. And this should concern both believers and non-believers alike. There's no better time to go to church. So, like Peter Will said in his video, go to church and see what it's like. Just have a general overview of what going to church actually means. Because there's not just churches that are being eroded in the UK. There's been a mass closure of churches all across the country, but there's a general erosion of our very iconic cultural institutions that is discussed in Peter Whittle's video. That is pubs. Have you noticed that, all around the country, in your local town, and even in London as well, more and more pubs are closing down. They're just closing business for some reason or another. And this has a really dramatic effect on the sort of atmosphere of the country. And a lot of people complain about how miserable the United Kingdom has become. And a lot of these things contribute to that. The erosion of pubs, breaking down a church, a lot of issues that we have, they're deep rooted in the erosion of our mythos, and that is the Christian faith. That is the simple truth. You cannot deny it, and you cannot take away religion and faith from this kind of subject of discussion. Because without religion, without the mythos of Christianity, without that foundation to Western civilization, everything starts crumbling down. If you want your culture and Christian values back. Go to church, go to your local church, wherever you are, and see what it's like. Just observe, whether it be an Orthodox, a Catholic, or a Protestant denomination church. I myself am going to an Orthodox church because that's the original early Christian church. And just see what it's like. Just observe what is going on, and have some curiosity of what following the Christian faith is like and what it's all about. And in your own time, you can start picking up the Holy Bible and start reading the stories. It's a collection of different stories that all relate to each other, and they're all in sync, and it's a very kind of harmonious collection of stories. Do your own research about the history of Christianity. You know, what happened in the Crusades, the repelling of the Arabic Muslim invasion of Europe back in the 8th century. You know, what happened to the abolition of slavery? How did that happen? It started with the Protestant evangelist Christian movement. We have to recognize that Christianity is the foundation, the bedrock of everything around us. Our values, our culture, our heritage, our Western civilization. You know, freedom of speech, freedom itself wouldn't exist without Christianity. Our whole judicial system has its roots in Christianity. Hell, even our constitutional monarchy, all of the customs and traditions of the British monarchy, religion is intertwined in it. The Christian faith, abolition of slavery, innovations like computers, the internet, electricity, toilets, vehicle engines, things that you use around you and that you use every day, you take for granted. They wouldn't have existed without the Christian faith. You know, simple everyday stuff, like even your manners as well, your moral code, just simple everyday mannerisms like opening the door for a lady or refraining from stealing as well. These moral and ethical values that you may not necessarily believe in Jesus Christ and his teachings, but your moral compass comes from this foundation, you know, not stealing, and the fact that murderers and rapists are severely punished by the law. All of this stuff, this is important. And so go to church and support your local community. Start standing up for Christians around the world, but also especially in the United Kingdom, who are being persecuted. You know, street preachers are being arrested on the street just for preaching the gospel. If you stand for freedom of speech, then you should be against this erosion of Christianity on the whole. There's no excuse for not standing up. So start speaking out about this. Go to your local church, read the Holy Bible, and do your own research. Start building up some curiosity and be a bit more open-minded, because you never know. You might know, you know, throughout your research, you might learn something that you didn't know yesterday. And who knows, in 5 or 10 years' time, you might actually be leaning into the Christian faith, as I have personally. I was raised in a kind of an atheist, secular background, but my faith, my Christian faith, has been, you know, quite grounded and rooted. And, you know, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but I encourage you to do so as well. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you think, and I'll see you next time.